Mēs varam sākt. So, hello dear ladies and ladies. Well, today we don't have at least any gender disputes, and that's good, you know, just we shouldn't be also politically correct, so if we speak about, you know, someone, we could say she and it would be okay. So my name is Tatiana. I've been teaching here for quite many years, but that's not why I'm standing in front of you today. Today I am to present to you this project, which we are happily participating at the moment. And that's an Erasmus Plus project, which we're talking about a little bit later. But my first question, I want to start, I don't know, maybe it's already traditional, but anyway, why are you here? Hello? Why are you here? Why did you come? To improve something. What else? Okay, good. Anything else? No honesty among you for the certificate, for example. Why not? Yeah, well, just we have different reasons why we're coming to these seminars, and that's one of the problems why I kind of spent several days thinking what I should tell you. Because, well, I'm as if open this gate. I'm as if to say several words about the project, but what exactly, what you would be interested in. I won't delay you for long, because today you are going to have two beautiful, just, I hope, really interesting workshops. And that's basically what our project is about. That's about workshopping, that's about communicating, that's about introducing you to something new or to something old, but helping you to adapt it to your purposes. Definitely, while we speak about drama approach and first about the project. So SIMELTA, it's called SIMELTA, and it means studying innovative methods of education for languages through theatrical activities. However, today you all hear English teachers or L2 teachers. In fact, this project is devoted to multiple languages. It's a multilingual project. And we'll speak about the countries participating. You understand why it's that. You can be surprised by the logo, and we're quite happy about this logo. Can you guess why it is like that? Can it be really red? We argued a lot about the logo. Can you see anything there? Just let's fantasize, yeah? Masks, yeah, thank you very much. So these are two masks, because the project is about innovative methods or exactly about drama and drama element and drama activities and learning languages through drama activities, integrating all different aspects of drama to our teaching strategies. Speaking about the Erasmus Plus, I do believe that many among you have already participated in some projects, so you already know what it is all about. So Erasmus Plus is funded by the European Union, and also Erasmus Plus, well, that's a project which is in this part of strategic partnership and as an action in view. And however, it's within the part which is devoted to adult education, we cover much, just wider space than that. The project started officially in November last year, and it is for 2 years. We will just call it, we have our inner motto, playing for learning, better played than taught. Well, definitely it's a little bit populist slogan, as you can understand, but, well, we need to be populist. We have to introduce to our target audiences something, and we have to involve them. We have to make them learn. Let's be populist if it's not bad for business. We are all in business, and this business is quite artistic and creative. Learning with the body and the senses. Here's a method already employed here and there, and definitely you have wonderful books today, and in these books you have occasionally, just some of these models which partly, or some of exercises which somehow deal with the theater. The impact is regularly positive, motivating and rewarding. However, not all the educators specifically, we mean here administration mostly, and teachers as well, want to implement it as their own device. And also, just simply occasionally, because we do not dare to do it. Why? The reasoning could be different behind that. Well, one of it, because we do not have good modules. Second, because we do not have some adaptations. Thirdly, because, well, drama, really, we are not actors. you don't need to be actors. We are all actors, in fact, because we are always on stage. Now I'm on stage, but basically your everyday work is on stage. And everyone plays some role in this society, in this world. Why not to do it, help in our language learning? We are not claiming exclusivity, however. What we want to do is just to expand our teaching palette. We are living through just times where we teachers face different, and that's very important here, different and often less suitable audiences. And that is why we thought about this project and we organized it and we registered for multiple audiences. First of all, for language, for the second language learners and teachers. Secondly, for adult learners. Thirdly, we have a big issue of migration, immigration, and refugees. And we need to introduce them to Latvian here. And also we have here in Latvia a very interesting issue of re-immigration. And we have to socially adapt kids and occasionally even young adults to our societies. People are coming back despite anything which is said by mass media. Finally, we have seniors who should be also integrated in our society. Our society is aging and we need to involve people somehow. We need to give them a better future, or at least we have to put some straw. We're coming to this age. We have to think what we are going to do in our senior years. So all that could be, involved, and all that we hope just to improve the spheres and also to develop some materials. But I'll speak about it later. What about the countries? We are just a multinational community. The organizers are in Bordeaux, France. We also have people from Pavia, Italy, Almada, Portugal, and Riga, Latvia. Apart from our variation in terms of nationalities, we are also very different in terms of languages which we teach and speak and learn. Additionally, we are quite different institutions. And also we have different audiences in view. But believe me, I was a little bit uncertain and, just kind of suspect when you have so much of variation, but believe me, it works. When you're introduced to different standards, when you're introduced to different situations, when you're introduced to people with different experience, it brings its fruit. Let's speak a little bit about my partners. So the first one is English Comedy Theatre. The second, Escola Secundária Fernando Mendes Pinta in Almada, Portugal. Very experienced people, and by the way, I'm going to show you some links, most probably, I'm a popularizer here, definitely, and I want you simply to show the venues which you could address further, or and they could be, this scholar is really good with really strong teaching staff, really helpful, and they have multiple projects, at least to take their experience in view and to see how you could work, how you could apply for projects. I think that it's one of the opportunities which we could share with you and also explain how it works. Centro di Educazione Media in Pavia, it's Italy, and finally University of Latvia. Let's start with English Comedy Theatre, Bordeaux, France. You could be surprised by this name. Just a small surprise because, you see in the center, these are its owners. It's a private school, and AD is in the center. So they were created in March 2007. They specialize, the center specializes in teaching of English for different group of people and individuals. They have the widest range of learners possible, starting from young adults, starting from youngsters, in fact, teenagers, and up to seniors. They teach both students and businessmen, and they also help people. Mostly they specialize in teaching of the English language, and they also boast of original methodology based on body expression and theatrical techniques. Yes, I think that Eddie will speak better for himself.
It works. I haven't really sat down and analysed why I'm doing it. It just, I need this project. It helps me personally. It works. I haven't really sat down and analysed why I'm doing it. It just, I need this project. It helps me personally.
Okay, I'm really sorry. Well, just technology usually is not very good to us people in humanities, but anyway, well, it turned on my computer, it works perfectly well. Anyway, he has his Facebook page and he has plenty of materials, well, just how to work, because basically what he does, he takes his group, but he has the luxury like that, and then he stages his own plays. So he writes short, sketches and plays for, just special groups which come to him, and he involves very much, well, just bodily expression, because he believes that, well, just we are learning best through our body. And we, well, here I have some colleagues who were with me, just Liga. She's gonna be just conduct, the sort of workshop at the end of, well, just exchange of opinions. She's gonna organize this exchange of opinion at the end of today. And she wouldn't, well, just she would confirm what I'm saying. And they also brought one teacher. She's a teacher in primary school, and she's French, and she started learning language. When did she start? I think last spring, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? So she's been teaching English for less than a year. She could speak it. She came to the school, she started, and they brought her both as a teacher, and also for this workshop, and also to show her as a result of the experiment. So she could speak. And she explained herself just how well it is when you're trying to, well, just live through the situation, and how much it helps with the language. I'm just afraid simply to click any other links because somehow it works differently. So this is Scola Secundaria Fernando Mendes Pinta, where our first workshop was, and it happened in the end of February. It is in Almada, Portugal. Beautiful people, cordial people, and extremely professional. They have this Erasmus Plus workshop and projects non-stop. Well, that's the main organizer. I will give her the words. They have 1,073 students and 90 teachers. And then this school stands for inclusive education. So despite the fact that inclusive education is suspect nowadays, most probably you've heard about that. So we have big limitations when we speak about inclusivity. So that's a new trend. Still, they believe in it, and they also include, they are exposed to multiple challenges. Those challenges which we still, or well, just not yet in view. For example, they have a number of students who poorly speak Portuguese, but they had to study at these regular schools. They are, well, just kids of immigrants. They are children, well, just all other children which arrived there, multiple nationalities, different background. So they organized that kind of, well, just within the project. They had the previous project also connected with theatrical activity, and they showed the result of this project. They took the group of kids, 11 nationalities, imagine 11 nationalities with poor knowledge of Portuguese, but which attend this regular school, and apart to general curricula, they introduce them to, just their own approach. And their own approach is slightly, well, just very different from the one which AD, for example, offers. So their approach mostly to stage regular communicative situations. What is implemented from the theater, you could ask? They implement this repetitiveness, this training, this way of rehearsing activities. Result was tremendous. I wouldn't just, just to go into detail. You could see also how they speak about it, and also some of the results at the school side and everywhere else. And I hope that after this today, we're also going to be in touch. And with any questions, we would be happy to answer any of your questions. So that is, these kids, they haven't become better in Portuguese. Additionally, they became more socially aware. They became more secure in their place at the school. They became friendlier. They kind of, just inclusivity, social awareness, things which came as side benefits of these activities. They involved in preparation of the National International School Theatre Festival Alemão in China, German on stage. And that's the most interesting festival I've seen. It's organized with the help of, how do we call this, German institution, Goethe Institute. Well, it supports them continuously. And it's a big festival of different schools where they bring their kids, yes, and the kids stage some specific play within the range of a week. So they come prepared, but they also work on that, and they showed, you know, just some samples of this process. It's a very interesting, you know, just project, and very interesting endeavor, and absolutely different experience. So where they experienced it, they taught migrants, they taught kids German, the German language. So they had multiple platforms and also quite multifaceted experience. So we could try, well, just I cannot guarantee, but yeah. No, it's thinking. Yeah, that's a school, as you see. Well, just they have a number of projects which go here, and that is Erasmus Plus, the one which is SIMELTA, which is our project, and yeah. Okay. So the next part is Centro Educazione Media. They have absolutely different story, and they are real, you know, just luminaries, I would say. Well, just because what they are doing, that's something amazing. But first, well, that's a non-profit association born in 2007 as a result of collaboration among teachers, trainers, and researchers. The Communication and Psychology Department of the University of Pavia. So originally they are university people, but they have their combination of different, not only teachers, but well, also librarians, people at Communication Department who, as well, just our requirement today also from different departments. Also, they're interested in multimedia communication, language learning, and teaching of adults. So their primary interest in teaching of adults, they're involved in teaching of migrants, and that is a very interesting point. As you know, Italy is under the surge of refugees and migrants. What these people do, they simply introduce free courses. They are not even provided by government, but they believe that they should help their country, and they come and teach on a regular basis some courses for migrants. They spoke about their experience, and that's again something very much different from what we have here and now. But who knows, maybe tomorrow or in a year, 2 years time, we are going to be exposed to similar experiences. We should be ready, we should be prepared. So what they, well, you can imagine different ages, different educational background of these migrants, different wish to be involved and participate in this activity. And that's exactly through theater, through these approaches, how they could offer and how they could change the perception and also the attitude, and also involve, you know, this migrant in this learning. Also, they carried a very interesting local project on the language autobiographies. Then, well, just they have a really good site. You will see all this, my presentation on the site afterward. So we'll send you the link. So if you would be interested, you could just have a closer look at all the sites, and most probably you will have some potential interest. Yes, that's technology for you. Okay. Yes. Here we are working. Yes. So Centro. Pardon. Centro Educazione Media. No, it's not here. Okay, anyway, right. So, and finally, we're speaking about us and the Center of Applied Linguistics at the Faculty of Humanities, University of Latvia. So we are at our premises. You are sitting at the Faculty of Humanities. Most probably you've been here before, so you know about us. We didn't need any promotional activities, but yes, however, we would appreciate if you advertise us for your pupils, and they finally would come to us, because I see my former students, alumni, that's the word, yes, and I'm really happy to see you all here. I still remember, well, I have facial memory, occasionally I even remember names, but I'm really happy to see you back, and I hope that, well, just our connection and some kind of exchange could also to be reawoken, you know, at the end of today. So our Center of Applied Linguistics was established in 2012 for interdisciplinary research, teaching and consultancy with a focus on language use, analysis, and training. What's interesting here is that we are definitely not involved, not exclusively in different intellectual, you know, high intellectual activities. We also provide quality language courses, mind for 15 or in 15 languages. So basically all the languages which are taught at the Faculty of Humanities could be catered for you here. And also we, well, just the center administers international language exams. First of all, the person test of English, which could be, by the way, passed in exchange for general exam, English exam at school. So basically the certificate would be accepted. And the one which is necessary for businessmen, that's London Chamber of Commerce and Industry International qualification. So that's about us, and that is what the project was just from the part of our, just faculty from which the project was applied to. You could also find it at the university side. We have special, just corner where you could see the results and also some account of our activity. Speaking about activities, now, well, you must probably, that's basically why I was invited. I think, well, just I've already spent a little bit more time than expected, but in short, what we want to do and why I need you. So first of all, we're going to question teachers. So that was just the first short, this not quite successful questionnaire which we sent you, but we're going, if you don't mind, to send you more specific, more specialized questionnaires where we want to see your needs, your expectations, and then we would be better equipped to cater for your needs. We also interested not only in teachers, however, I think that you are our priority, but we are also interested in social workers, learners in general, and well, just needs and expectations. Need analysis, I think that's what we have to understand. Our time is very interesting and very complicated, very demanding. Everything changes. You know that, well, when you remember 5 years back, your students were absolutely different from students which you have today. Well, most probably it's a deviation, but like in The Catch in the Rye, you remember in the very beginning when Caulfield speaks about, this classes in rhetoric, and well, they have very precise requirements that you have to speak, but you shouldn't deviate. And then the whole class starts shouting deviation, yes? And he exclaims, and I still remember that it's a wonderful phrase, how could a good story be without deviation? So, for example, about these changes which we experience today, I have a class in communication here at university, and we discuss law. So, for example, and it happened like that the previous time when I had this class, it was in year 2011. And we had this, the same, more or less the same program documents remained the same, mostly, especially law documents. So I started discussing, I had some notes that it could be good, just to have a discussion of prenups, prenuptial agreement, premarital agreement. And I still remember how, just ardently and passionately my students discuss this prenuptial agreement. How much? Well, never. Where's love? Come on. We don't want it. Yeah. And now I stood in front of my 20-year-something student, and I asked, so just what do you think about premarital agreement? Do we have anything against? So what do you think, Jurgis? And Jurgis said, not really. I wouldn't sign it, but it's about what? And everyone started saying, well, just it's about, your oh, why not? And then I said, anyone against? Anyone against signing this premarital agreement? You disbelieve me? Why not? We have to sign it. And that's only one small example how children change. I checked it with the second group. I became interested. I checked it with the second group. I thought maybe, well, these are, just these pragmaticists who at the age of 20 already do not believe in divorce. We know what it is, but they already believe in it. And the second group univocally said, yeah, that's a good idea. What should be included? And my class changed dramatically. From the debate, it turned into compiling a document on what should be included, on counting our assets and our debts. But it's all about role-playing, yes? We teachers, we have to adapt quickly. We have our lesson plan. But in case we feel that our audience does not answer our expectations, we have to change our expectations. We have to change the lesson plan, and we have to do it immediately, on spot. Theatrical activity for you. So we want to ask you what you need, how you feel in your class, and what you want from us. Secondly, we are going to organize workshops and training led by professionals in the field. We are going to involve some professionals within this project and also some other professionals, like, for example, we invited dear Professor Ms. Kalnbērziņa, Vita, just agreed to conduct this workshop, and I hope that you'll enjoy it greatly. So, and today is just, again, the first trial, the first attempt to introduce you to these regular activities, and also kind of piloting of workshopping as such. And definitely we're going, and that's also claimed in our project, to develop a wide range of resources, which we're going to publish on the site of our project and also on our university page, and including, the Center of Applied Linguistics. Finally, and that is my personal hope, just when we start with one project, it's always easy to go to the second one. The most important thing is idea. The idea rules the world. And we hope that in the future we could establish a sort of network for teaching and learning through theatrical activities, where we would all collaborate, where everyone could have place and her own interest. You see how good that we are all, just women. Her interest sounds real good. So, language learning through drama. What is it for you? Since I seems to kind of, exceeding my time, so, well, I'm not going to ask you what your associations are. However, that's communication and collaboration. That's creativity and critical thinking. Yes, they are buzzwords, but they work. Yes, that's body language and games. Yes, that's more authentic context, because we could adapt it. Don't be mistaken. It's not about staging Shakespeare. However, it also gives good results. Another my communication class, I tried with them, I didn't know how to do. That's communication, first year students. What do they know about Shakespeare and this language? Come on, Shakespeare is great, yes. But even me, I'm reading his works. Not easy, it's not easy. Let's put it straight. It's not easy. And I took this famous balcony scene, and I subdivided them in small groups. And I asked them, stage it here and immediately. They spent some 15 minutes, and I was absolutely surprised. They were so engrossed into staging. They struggled through these words. They checked, today we are lucky with all these gadgets, checking the pronunciation, turning the phrase. And finally, staging it. Believe me, it seems to us that everyone knows what Romeo and Juliet is about. They don't. Some of them do, but they don't. They don't, this balcony scene. So they tried. They staged it in multiple, versions, and it was absolutely different from this traditional way. They enjoyed it greatly. At the end, when they were totally exhausted, I showed them number of scenes from classical to just Zeffirelli, and through, just this modern one, like Ludman, with this famous, what's his name? Titanic, just this, yes. Leonardo DiCaprio. No, you are that generation. They don't know him anymore as that well, but anyway, with Leonardo DiCaprio, where every, every variant was quite different. And they became interested in literature, they became interested in theater, they finally understood what Shakespeare is about, and they also learned so many new words, so many kind of new syntactical patterns, that I believe that was one of my most successful classes through years. And then identity creation and autonomy. And that is what we speak about when we try to reintegrate kids in a class, when we speak about the same language, just the language of education. And also when we speak about migration and we speak about refugees. And it's also interaction, confidence building, and respect. For me, in this previous workshop, there have been a lot of counterintuitive activities. I believe that I had quite an experienced one. I proved myself up to be absolutely wrong. For example, I thought that students would be kind of tired and exhausted of this insistent repetition of the same phrase. And we were shown the workshop by Carlos, who works for this school in Portugal. And he made his kids in front of us to repeat the same phrase 7, 9, 10 times. But they were still interested. They wanted to achieve, this movement. They wanted to achieve the correctness of pronunciation. They wanted to play it right. So a lot depends on the teacher, but the methodology as such works. And when we spoke with them afterwards, I asked them directly, what did it give you? Apart from language. Well, it's easy. Well, just they learned German, they became better in German. What did it? And the answers were, I became more confident. That's fun. I feel better among my, just peers. I really love it. That's something different. So then we were kids and we were participating. We were, just this target audience, and we tried languages. I don't speak German. I still remember 2 or 3 words, but believe me, I still remember just gross, small, schwan, but just all these things. So it was fun how your body reacts to impulses. Another workshop was on learning non-existent language, which proved really that you could learn anything when you move and when you play. And multiple other things which could be done, which could be helped, which could be improved. So we want to, you to contact us. We have blog, and it's just started developing. So you could find some articles there. You could find, just some stories, and also all the accounts. And at the end, definitely you could find all the materials and all the resources which were in the process of creation. And then we have SIMELTA Facebook. So you could find multiple, again, resources at the moment. Mostly they are recording of the first seminar and the first, just this workshop with multiple seminars. So if you're interested, the sound is not great. Well, but if you listen attentively to it, you could learn a lot already. Without any description, you could see some things which you could definitely improve and which you definitely adapt to your classes. So I want to thank you, and I hope, I managed, 5 minutes do not count. So I'm really thankful that you came today. I really hope that it's just the beginning of our future cooperation. I would really be happy to answer your questions if you have any. And if not, let's consider this workshop or just whatever it was, seminar open. And I think that I really hope that you would enjoy today's workshops. So thank you for your attention, and contact us. We are here for you.
Okay, hello, dear colleagues. We are promising all kinds of, I have to speak there. Okay, we're promising all kinds of activity, but actually you keep sitting and we keep moving. But I promise you will have your turn. As you can see, the title is White Rabbit and Red Rabbit. So we will be staging, you will be writing a play today, and you will be staging a play, so I hope you enjoy that. But before that, I want to introduce a project I think that you all know, just like you know me. I look at your faces and I recognize many. So, yep, thanks a lot. So how do I go? There. Right, so do you know this project? Yeah, I think you've heard enough of that one. Yeah, so I'm representing the curriculum writers. I'm not managing anything. I'm just one of the writers, and we've been writing and rewriting this document, which you should have in your folders also. Do you have the curriculum? The 9th form. How many of you already have seen it? Yes, the big one. We've been pasting together. Could you, just one hand? Could I have more hands? You've seen it all, haven't you? No? But do you work at schools? Yes, and you haven't seen it. Excellent. So I'm terribly pleased to introduce one of the versions. As you can see, it's still not copy-pasted, just pasted, cut and pasted. So we were, if you know Rita Kursi, she was the one who was also cutting and pasting, and I was saying, well, it's lots of activities there. But as you can see, lots of papers have been produced. Within this project, there are 600 teachers working together. And the new curriculum is being now trialed in 100 schools. Is it maybe trialed in your school? Yes, you are also part of that movement. Excellent. So my task today is not to talk about school curriculum project, but to show the possibility to combine SIMELTA project with the school curriculum project. And I think that there are excellent opportunities for that. So we will try not only putting together the documents, but also producing an activity which we will hopefully manage also to analyze and see how it integrates two different domains. Now, we don't talk about school subjects anymore. Now we talk about domains. Is that right? Jomas. So that means that today we are actually going to be integrating two domains, language domain and arts domain. Yeah, I have also brought the curriculum of drama, literature, visual arts, and music. So we will try and put together the big ideas from language learning with the big ideas of arts. Yeah, so that's one of the objectives, apart from performing it all, activating. So you remember this one. Now you remember also that the aim of this project is to make our students do things, make our students cooperate. And I personally tried out working at school last year, and I can tell and reassure you that it is possible only if teachers cooperate. Yeah? So if teachers feel alone, and they don't feel at home at their school, they cannot make their students feel at home. And if they don't feel at home, they are actually competing. They are not cooperating. They're not building a community. And drama is about building community. You can't perform if you feel alone. You can't. You have to feel at home. Yeah? So, and I think that language and art are both working together, best of all. So now, as I was saying already, yeah, so there's many activities are going on, and you have been participating in many projects, in many activities, learning about the new curriculum. So, and the aim still hasn't been reached. We need to produce still 61 textbooks, but lo and behold, not for foreign languages, because the foreign languages are considered to be pioneers. We have had our things sorted out by already in the 90s. That's what we were told. So we don't have actually, I think that you will agree that this new curriculum seems like a revolution to other subjects, but not to foreign languages. Is that right? Because we had our revolution long ago. You remember, we also had time when we spoke about English, and we didn't do English. Now we do English, we do German, we do French. Now, but this is the new thing that is now coming into our schools. It's not enough to do English. Yeah? So it's our job now to integrate the languages, to show the students how grammars are similar or different, how words similar or different in different languages. Yeah. So I can see some concern in your faces. You don't know how to do that? Yes. Well, not 100. I think that. Yeah. Yeah, so here one of our colleagues is coming from Waldorf School, and she says that we've had this practice already for 100 years. And I'm sure, I quite agree. As a linguist, I can say that at first we didn't separate the languages. At first we were talking about language communities, and people walk from one community to another, they move, they mix languages. So language separation is artificial, that introduced by subjects. Now that we are getting rid of subjects, we don't need to separate the languages anymore. Just the opposite, we need to bring them together. We need to teach our students how to put the languages together and how to separate them. While we're working, we're using all the languages that we can to resolve our problems, but when we are presenting papers, then possibly we need to separate the languages. So we need to be able to do both, put together and separate. Yeah, so that's the competencies. Translingualism, translanguaging actually in English. In Latvian it's called translingualism, but in English it's called translanguaging. Yeah, so using all the language potentials together. And also Council of Europe documents now uses the word linguistic repertoire. Have you noticed that there is also a new European Common European Framework version? Yeah, CEFR, published just last year, 2017, and it's all available also in PDF. And now we have mediation developed, translation developed. Yeah, so moving between languages also is part of the European framework levels now. In levels, you can see it all. Yeah, so check in Google the Common European Framework. New companion. No, it's called companion volume with new descriptors. Yeah, check those, and you will see the levels for language integration and student integration and interaction. Okay, now I'm talking about these domains. Yeah, so here we see the domains, the main mācību jomas as they are called. So we have language, we have social, yeah, and we have culture, interpretation, and arts. Yeah. So today we will be stepping not only across the language boundaries, but we are going to cross the boundaries of domain. Yeah. Mathematics, of course, also is very useful, but not today, another day. Yeah, so as you can see, there are not many domains. Instead of 15 subjects, now the students are thinking, and I hope that the school principals will also somehow coordinate so that we don't have to be running every 40 minutes to another room, which I think is killing any kind of creativity and thinking. And this is the most important bit from the new curriculum. You see that the teacher is not even there. It's the student who is taking care of the context. Yeah, you can see the bottom level, that's the context. And you all know the word context? Yeah? What does it mean, context? Or in Latvian we call it saziņas situācija. Yeah, so what does it consist of? It can be topic, it can be also anything else. The place, the time, the participants, and most importantly, something else is missing there.
The content.
And the purpose. Yeah, the purpose. Are you doing now, also, are you asking, telling your students at the beginning of the class, what is the purpose of your class? Aha, everybody's doing now. Yesterday I was in Siguld. I couldn't believe it. Last year nobody was doing that, only Mission Impossible or Possible, what were they called? But this year everybody is doing that. That's amazing. Yeah, so are your students bored by it? I tried it out. They quickly become bored with this, stating the aim at the beginning and asking in the end, did we achieve it? It's, and if it's repeated every 40 minutes, it becomes quite a formality, doesn't it?
I try to make them guess what we are going to do, yes. Like with a picture, and they are coming in, trying to guess before even the bell starts.
Oh, that's an excellent idea. Thank you. Yeah, any other excellent ideas that you have? Yesterday I met Yvette Gudreis from Sigurd's school, and she said that she is writing down the tasks and making them figure out the aim. So, and you've got a name?
I usually put the steps of the lesson on the board, and so there is like 20% of my work, and the rest of the class, this is students' work. And it's not only the aim, but this is what they should be able to achieve at the end of the lesson.
Yes. And do they?
They do.
Yeah?
They are trained already.
Yeah. So they say that they do. Yeah. So hopefully, also the new curriculum that we have been writing, or now you don't say standards, now you have to say sasniedzamie rezultāti or something. Now we're trying to describe those sasniedzamie rezultāti in very simple terms. I don't know, maybe it's too simple even. But the aim is that so that children can use them for formulating those aims, so that, of course, there's also in textbooks, if they learn to use them carefully, you start noticing that on the top of the page there's also the aim. So that's also very helpful. Now they start noticing those. Excellent, very good. So the context, the text, the sentence, the word, the sound, and there is also the symbol. That's a new development. We have introduced not only the sounds and letters, but also symbols that we have to teach, like emojis. I use the word emoticon, but nobody knows that. It's emojis that we're supposed to say. I stand talking Japanese now. And finally, the purpose. The purpose is also part of the context, of course, the function, but the purpose is at the beginning and at the end. Why are we doing this? What are we doing here? Yeah, so we start and finish with purpose, just like your class. Right, so, and the big ideas. Now, I want you to find the big sheets and find the big ideas. Do you see those? Where to find the big ideas?
With the biggest letters.
Yes, with the big letters. That's how you tell apart the big ideas. They have bigger letters. Yeah? So you have 3 sheets, first of all. Why do you have 3 sheets for the curriculum? There's only one curriculum for the primary school now because the secondary school is being rewritten, and this one is also being rewritten. So it's just a draft that you have because you gave, I don't know, did you give any suggestions for changing? Excellent. Now, Inar Dimper, if you know her, is really agonizing with all those. So we're going through all the suggestions and she has sorted it all out and everything is nicely arranged and we're trying to, I think that you won't recognize that document. Now, somebody was objecting the word, against the word politeness. Now we have norms of interaction, saskarsmes normas or something, which is quite a disappointment. I think we have to change it back to politeness. They said you can't say politeness. You can't say politeness because everything has to be polite. But when I was at school, nobody was polite to me. So I thought we have to write it in the curriculum. And what do you think? They don't want it in the curriculum, politeness. Are your students polite? When you say, how are you? Do they ask you back how you are? No. See? Now, if we have that word, norms of interaction, will you know that that means politeness? That the students have to ask how you are?
I drill them in.
Yes, to be polite and to ask how you are?
That question, they automatically respond.
Yeah, good, yeah. Well, I gave up in the end, so you are much stronger than me. Right, okay, so what are these big ideas? Can you translate them in English now that we decided to use several languages? So there are 3 sheets, 1 sheet per what? One sheet is named what? Go on.
Communication.
Communication. Where do you see that sheet specially for communication? That's some. Saziņš nolūks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you say saziņš nolūks in English?
Okay. Most probably.
Yes. Or the purpose or the function. Yeah? Or the function. Nolūks, they translated, all these big ideas were developed on the basis of big fights between different language specialists, Germans and Latvians and Russians and whatever, you know, huge battles. So we ended up with what? Nolūks. So now you don't recognize the word function either. Yeah? But this is function, and in your textbooks it will be function. Yeah? Saziņas nolūks kontekstā. Yeah? So can you say that in English? What are these big ideas? We need the microphone now. Here, okay. Could somebody translate the first idea?
You mean the one which is with a dot under the title, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We are communicating, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. To study or to know something new, exchange the information, show the emotions, and making some relationship.
Exactly. That's why we're using the language. Yeah. So to establish relationships, to develop them, yeah, to express our own emotions, and to negotiate meaning also. Yeah. So any other? So we have 3. There's also one about native language. Do you see the one?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah? You can pass on the microphone.
Yeah.
Give it to the next person. You don't have to keep it. Somebody, could you translate nicely the big idea about the native language, native tongue? Native language, mother tongue and native language.
The big idea is to implement the same methods as in your native language, and you integrate it in the foreign language. That's what I do as well, especially in the first graders. When they learn something in Latvian, you do the same in English. If they learn maths and counting, you do the same in English.
Exactly.
So it's like
yes.
Vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we are constantly checking whether students understand, for example, grammar terminology. I can tell you a story how I was teaching passive voice. Maybe my students already know this story. So I was teaching passive voice, and then we wrote a test, and then students failed, and then I was teaching it again and again. And in the end, I asked the class, how do you translate passive voice? And they told me, netiešā runa. Voice, of course, runa. It makes sense, of course, but they didn't know what they were studying. And you know, it's so easy to check just asking for the exact same term, because there's terminology that is used by both teachers. Can you imagine? Something as crazy. I mean, not the student, but me, teaching and not realizing that they don't know what I'm talking about for the whole month already. So it's quite horrifying. So translation and terminology is important, and I think that the students should be writing a glossary in the end of all their notebooks, putting all the language terms together, separating, I mean, by types, yeah, so that they know the same thing in English, same thing in Latvian, same thing in German if they're studying German, or French if they're studying French, or Russian if they're studying Russian, yeah? So, right, so that's the context. Now the next thing, the text. Within the context, we have the text. So what are the big ideas of the texts? The big ideas of the text. Who has the microphone? Pass it on to someone. Yeah, let everybody speak. What about, who knows about text? Have you heard about texts, people? No. No.
Well, here it says it's like a meaningful process to create the text. So actually the author on his own can use his own experience, whatever it is in past or currently.
Yes.
So that's like writing an essays and stuff to put your own opinion.
Yeah. And that process means that the students are writing the essay not for one class, but they are writing, rewriting, editing, presenting, discussing, improving, yeah, and we are not correcting the paper. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's the students who are editing the paper, while we look only at the final product. Yeah? There is research which says that writing the same essay 5 times is much more beneficial than writing 5 essays. Everybody knows that. Yeah? So it's important that we don't interfere in that process. We help, we edit, we passing on, we read and have a look at the papers, but we let the students go through the process. I just was now writing an article, and I don't know how many times I rewrote it and reread it. It takes a month, you know, for anyone. So we can't expect the student to produce an essay right away, or to immediately be able to say everything about a novel that if we are reading. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be only essays. It's also a reading material, yeah, which is also a process. It takes time to construct the schema of the text. Yeah, so we need to ask whether they know about this. So, you know. And we've been talking about this, and just 2 days ago, my students were presenting all the theories about reading, and then they were doing a task about reading. And can you guess, after talking all about schema and student interests being involved in analyzing the text, they immediately opened British Council website and found a task, and without any pre-reading or while reading, just did multiple choice task. That's it. So the materials are all old-fashioned. Doesn't matter if they are technologically, you know, put on the screens. They are still the, I don't know, last century materials. So watch out. Yeah. So we need to mediate between the 21st century needs and the text that we have in our textbooks and in our internet. It looks fresh, but it isn't. Yeah. So we have to check that. So that's the text, big idea. And finally, what is the 3rd page that you have?
The structure of the language.
Yes, and the big ideas are?
So the language is very systematical. There are sounds and also the letters, yeah, letters and symbols, which makes together all the sentence and phrases. And also how we can play with the sounds and words and the sentence, making together the language as it is.
Yeah, and so making jokes, which is part of
jokes, comedian.
Yeah. But you know what? Now I've heard also they've been editing and re-editing, and now they've changed spēlējot pret eksperimentējot. So it's becoming more and more serious, the paper. As they start editing, you won't recognize it in the end. But when you read the word experiment, I want you to remember the original spēlējot, because this is exactly about what we are doing today. Yeah? Okay, so that was languages. And now we come to this, yeah?
May I add a joke? When the Latvian language teacher would ask, why do you have so many mistakes in your essay? Then the student can reply, I was experimenting with language.
Now, this is very serious. This is the most serious statement, because, I mean, what does it mean, mistake? Mistake is an experiment. Well, nobody wants to accept the experiments right away. You have to fight for them. So if we fight long enough for our mistakes, they will become norm. You know that. Yeah?
I mean, like lack of capital letters in the beginning and too many capital letters in the middle.
Yeah. Well, that's, if it's useful, it will stay as a it can. All experiments start as mistakes. No, well, not all. Some of them. But yeah. I think that we should be very careful with the line between mistake and creativity. Yeah? So, right. Okay, so here we have creativity and critical thinking in problem solving, yeah? And we have digital and media. So these are all Taurviju competences. How do you translate Taurviju competences in English? How?
Is it something like merging of competences or something like this?
Yeah, it is. But
It
the
can be
term
like merging.
that you would like to find, if you want to find, for example, Council of Europe, they would say either transversal skills or competencies, or they in British textbooks they would call them 21st century skills. Yeah, and Mishka has been talking about this, so you know. Yeah, it's the same thing. And where do you find these Tauri competences or transversal skills in the curriculum there, in the document? Could you show me? Where do you find those? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first column vertically, you can see all the transversal skills. Yeah, transversing or taurvijoties. Yeah, going through. Okay, excellent. So, that's the curriculum here. You see also the secondary school, but now it's being reworked. And now we are coming to one of the, for my understanding, the most important transversal skill, that is cooperation and interaction, also leads the global citizenship. So what I would like you to do is to start cooperating. Instead of talking about cooperation, I think we've done enough talking now. Could you all get into 2 or 3 groups? How do you want? So we will be, we need 2 actors, 2 theater companies now. So do you want to be in like 5 people together or 10 people together? Which do you prefer? 5?
I think less is better than more.
Less, you mean fewer people?
Yeah, 5 people is better than 10 because
okay. Get together,
of
please,
them
in
can
groups
stay
of 5. We should have groups of 5. So please, theater companies, start organizing yourselves.
Lady in red, could you join us?
And you need to turn around the chairs because
Pārbaud.
Okay, so here we have our theater companies and a company director, and your name is?
Me? Anita.
Nice to meet you, Anita. So you are in charge here at the moment with just creating the script. So what I want you to do while we are preparing for our stage performance, to first of all prepare the framework. So what I want you to do is compare the big ideas in arts curriculum with the big ideas in language curriculum. Okay, Anita? Get everybody around you and find the big ideas there in your big paper. Yeah? So where's my next theater company? So you're all 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more person. Okay. Who is the theater director? Company director?
Am I holding the microphone for the director?
All right, the company director is, my name is Maria, and we're going to present.
First, your task is to find the big ideas of arts and culture. curriculum. Yeah? So, one more company. Could you just turn the chairs round so that you are, because you'll be working together now for some time. Okay, who is the company director here? Five people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, here we go. Are you the company director? I remember you. You're my student, aren't you? Your name?
I'm your student, that's right, yes. Yelena.
Sorry, I've forgotten it. My name is Vita still. So, Yelena, could you help your company to find the big ideas of arts and culture and compare it to the big ideas of language curriculum? Okay? So here, find the drama. Where's drama? So people, you are a huge company here. Do you think you could go and sit there so that you are closer to each other? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, would you mind joining that company? Because they will miss some actors there. Could you integrate one more member there? Okay. And here, who is the director here?
Christine.
Okay, Christine, you are the director. So organize your company, find a drama section in the arts curriculum, and find their big ideas. Are they similar? Hello, I remember you. Okay. Sorry? Find drama. Where's drama? Because we are doing drama. Yeah, and that's part of arts. Can you see drama in your curriculum? Yes, drama is here. And you can see what students are expected in the 3rd form, in the 6th form, in the 9th form. But where are the big ideas? Find the big ideas in this curriculum. Have you found those? Yes? Yes? How? Yes? Where is the big idea? Excellent. Yes, you have 6 ideas already. Excellent. And if this company is winning, they've got already 6 ideas. No, we have 3 pages, but we have actually 1, 2, 3, 10. Yeah? So what are the key words? What are the key words in those big ideas in arts? Yeah? And if somebody can read a bit here also about what it is that students are expected to do in drama. Yeah? So did you find your big ideas? 6 ideas? Excellent. Could you circle the key words and sort of summarize in English the key ideas that arts is teaching to our students, to your students? The same student you are teaching English, they are teaching drama. Maybe we need electricity a bit. It's dark. It's light. We need some light. Thank you. Excellent. Very good. Yeah? So how are you doing? You find the big ideas? Yeah? Yeah, you can tear, if you like, into parts. Yes. What are the key words here? So the first idea, can you translate it?
Where is it? Just a moment.
Yeah, I'll come back. Okay, keep working. Did you find the big idea? Why is it? It's still dark. Okay, so have you got the first idea sorted out?
So is it about just some keywords which could help us? Yes, that for example, moving, so teaching through moving, so body language and so on, right? And gestures, so mimics, maybe something like that. And actually this is the same idea, but at a different level. So starting with grade 3 and 6, and it's getting more and more complicated. Yes. But the idea is the same. We have to move, we have to use our body, so which is quite natural. So we don't have to force anyone to do it. So to enjoy doing it. That's the main idea, I guess.
Yes. And does that agree with what we are doing in our language classes?
Yes, sure. Since now we have fewer students, so the classes are becoming smaller, so we teachers have to teach in all levels, at all levels. That's why we know how to, and our drawbacks too. And we see that we have to act out as much as possible. And actually children are happy. They enjoy doing it. They enjoy singing, they enjoy acting, and they get over their shyness, some other kinds of things which are typical of their personality, and that it's going to help in other. It's a kind of cross-curricular.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and the big ideas, so one was the means. What is this one? The approaches, the materials. What's here? Yeah, try to get the key words for drama. Yeah, and drama is in all of these ideas. You can see drama throughout. So your students will be doing drama also in primary school and secondary school. Yeah, according to the new curriculum. Okay. Any new ideas here?
Different types of art are unique. Yes. Yes, and can be repeated. Yeah.
Sorry?
Can be repeated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unique. Yes.
Yeah, unique.
Every
Yes.
art has its
Own,
unique
yeah.
means of expression.
Yeah, own features.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the first idea. What's the second? You haven't got it yet?
Yes,
Okay,
just
I'll come back. Okay. Have you got your second idea sorted out? All ideas? Anybody?
No, we are trying to compare the ideas.
It's difficult, isn't it? They
It's
don't
difficult.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want you to just be focusing here on drama. Yeah. Well, when we were writing the big ideas in languages, we're not cooperating with the big ideas in drama or literature. And this is a big problem, of course. Yeah? Now we can see it, that if we're trying to cooperate across subjects and across domains, we actually are struggling because the ideas are different, the terms are different, even the arrangement, the layout of the curriculum is different, isn't it? And now you will have to go through this process at schools because you will need to put together the different curricula. Just like your students going from one class to another have to put together everything in their heads. Yeah. So the aim of this new curriculum is that the teachers cooperate, and that means learning to read the curricula of other subjects, which is not easy at all. Okay? So, do you have any ideas?
Well, about drama, I have certain feeling that, well, at the beginning, students must try to, well, to do some tasks that are focused on some performance. Well, starting from the 6th grade, they must already not only perform some concrete situation, but improvise and learn something more with the body language and with the facial expressions and many, many other aspects. And already starting from the 9th grade, they start analyzing, improvising again, and well, it's just developing and developing. And so, well, we have in language. So these, well, common things are also in language, that we should improvise and think about the context.
Now, I think that we have found the ideas excellent, and we could spend the whole day on this. And this is what you will be doing at your schools with your colleagues. You will be putting the curricula together, and you can see how hard it is at the beginning. Later, it will become easier. Now, I want you to find now in this drama curriculum, do you see somewhere a task, write a play? Write a play. Yes. It's your choice. Only presents in different ways, analyzes. Do you see writing a play? Expressing opinions is not writing a play. So as you can see, theater, people can't do anything. Drama, people can't do anything without language teachers, because language teachers are constantly teaching our students how to produce texts, and drama is a text. So if we don't teach our students to write the plays, the tragedies, the comedies, nothing will be happening in drama activities. They will be staging somebody else's theaters, as far as I can see this document. Do you agree? Yeah? I don't know, maybe I'm not reading it correctly. I wasn't in that group. So, but I was in the group of languages, and this is what we need to teach our students, to be able to write texts for the contexts appropriate. So, and to prove that we are good teachers, we need to start with ourselves. So, it's your task now. How much time do you need to write a play? You get 10 minutes. So, to explain what kind of play it is that you will be writing, I will show you here. If you could, I have some theory, but we will look at it later. So what I want you to be looking now at is this performance of rabbit. So we're coming to the rabbit stage now. And I want you to... Yeah, okay. So... okay. Stay in your groups. You'll be working in groups. I'll just explain what it is that you will be doing. So, White Rabbit, Red Rabbit is a story written by Iranian writer who wasn't allowed to leave his country. He was 29 years old, and he wanted to participate in theater festivals and produce plays, but he wasn't allowed to leave his country. So what he did, he wrote his play. So his name is Nasim Suleymanpur, and he wrote his play without any rehearsals, without any talk with the stage director, with the setting, or with the decorators, or with the costume designers, nothing. He just wrote his play, he put it in an envelope, and it is delivered to one actor on the stage. So these performances have been taking place now in all kinds of places, in all kinds of on continents. Maybe you've even heard about these. No? So, but now you will. The idea is that the actor does not know what he or she will be performing. They receive the play in front of the audience. They open the sealed envelope, start reading the play, and start acting it out with the help of the audience. So all the audience becomes involved, everybody has a role, and the author also invites the audience to send their videos, send their messages, so the phones are most welcome. Yeah, and everybody is participating in the play. I will show you, so this is the author and this is the actor in London who was performing it in London. And I will also show you a little video about the play, but you will be writing your own play. Yeah? So first of all, about the rabbit, and then you will invent your own. now we go for the recording of what it looks like on the stage. Yeah.
The day that I'm writing this part of the play is April 25th, 2010. So you see how even my time differs from yours. As you confront my words, I know neither the day nor year of your existence. I'm 29 as I write this, full of hopes and energy.
Okay, so I have just opened the envelope. I've begun to read, and I have no idea what's going to happen. You, the audience, might or might not clap at this point.
白兔子、红兔子剧作家，拿西姆索利面普尔，那是这个剧的名称。
I think the idea is clear. So your task is to do the same. Write a play for your colleagues, for teachers, to stage a little performance. So we have 4 groups you will exchange. So you will be writing for one of the groups, you will be writing for one of the groups, yeah? And they will be performing your play. Okay? So 10 minutes. And then we start performing. Okay? Start working then. Now you are the audience. So this is a theatre festival. All of the companies have arrived, and they will be all performing theatre performance which they haven't seen yet. Okay, so I will let you choose whichever you get, and then you have 1 minute and you perform it. Okay, you start reading and you start performing. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here we go. And you have. I will hold the microphone for you.
I'm a button on my jacket. Today I feel very lonely. Can you guess why? Can you guess why? It's cold. You're tired. Mm.
The winter was too long in Latvia, and I am exhausted by buttoned and unbuttoned for several months. Can you imagine? I have had a shower only twice in this period.
I would rather be a button on a beautiful summer dress which has patterns of flowers and colorful butterflies. Could you show me a sunny, bright, lovely summer day?
Be happy.
Thank you. The next group, please. Come to the front. That was lovely about buttons. I really liked that. Okay, don't take yours.
P это pupil?
Principal.
Principal.
But we need a pupil. So we need a student. Perhaps he should show us what's going on. Maybe pupil? No. Okay. Who will be teacher? Who will be principal?
So, okay. Nice to meet you. It is 9th March, 8 a.m. A blonde girl, teacher, opens her eyes under the impact of the blast of the alarm clock. She jumps into her jeans and rushes downstairs into the bathroom, grabs her toothbrush and toothpaste and stucks them into her handbag or pocket.
No time for coffee. Oh, I have to call to the principal. The only lesson starts in 5 minutes. My God, she's going to kill me.
Principal? Okay. Principal doesn't respond to the message. And in the classroom, students.
Oh. No teacher, no test.
Be quiet.
We must wait for the teacher.
Excellent, thank you. So we've had already plays about button and about the teacher. Now, right, the next group, please. So, which is not yours? What's
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we just perform? I can perform. Yeah. I am going to be a fox. I'm performing.
We can
I
make
will be
it.
fox.
We can make it.
Somebody is reading, so and then
I will read, and you will perform it. Okay.
Ladies, we need to show transports and houses and everything, okay?
You will have to say, nice to meet you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you too. Cat, who is Cat?
Ali.
Cat. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a friend.
So and then you will just make hugs. Okay?
And we'll be building.
You said nice to meet you? I say nice to meet you.
I will say you are a fox.
Yeah, I'm a fox.
Okay? We are starting. Sorry?
Make pause after transport.
You are a fox. Fox comes to a big city. She sees transport, houses, etc. The first creature it meets is a fat cat. They start communication.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Nice to meet you too.
And finally,
I'm looking for a friend.
Finally, they have become friends.
It's a drama. So, someone is teacher, and the rest are students.
We did before. No? Okay. Something like that. We are students.
I will have to ask lots of questions, subtly questions.
So you will read students, and I will read this. I will read today. I am a teacher.
Yeah, you will be a narrator.
Yeah, I will be narrator, and I will say my name is Irina. Yes, and today it is a very special day. And you, it is just the time to write essay. And we say, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? No. Someone, yes. Someone will say yes, and someone will say no. For example, not today. What is going to happen? You will say, I will give you a hint. Hint? It is a drama writing lesson. It is a drama. So what is your feedback? Well, I'm confused. I don't understand. What is your feedback? Well, I am confused.
Maybe hot shot or something.
Okay. No, what is you will write? What is meant by? Yeah, I don't read. You understand? No, we are not reading. We are to say no. You will be.
So it's time to start.
An actress. What?
Here? Here? Here.
Today I am a teacher.
Yes. My name is Miss Kate, and we are students, dear students. It's just the time to write a drama. Yes, hello. We will write a drama. Yes, some of you. So, I think you will write a fantastic drama. So, you will be, yes, fantastic drama. You will be a good student. You will be a poor student. You will be the playwright. And yes, you will be a parent. A parent. Well, yes. So let's start. Let's discuss our outline. Yes. What do you think you will start with?
We need special idea.
Idea, yes, idea. We got an idea.
We have to write a plot.
The plot? The plot? Are you sure?
Why not?
The plot? Maybe a script.
Maybe a script. I'm a bad teacher.
You are a good student.
Yes, and maybe we can think also about a song.
A song.
A great idea.
Dear teacher, I have come to this lesson instead of my girl, my daughter. She's absent today because of the flu. May I stay instead of her?
So, too many flus this term.
No, yeah, but we are a big family. Yeah, and this flu.
Do you mean that you've got twins?
No, more 3 pairs of twins.
Oh my God. I think I've got the flu now.
Okay, so now I'll ask the writers, were you pleased with your performances?
It was really unexpected performance, and we couldn't even have guessed just such bright stuff there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that our play was the most free for the emotions, and thank you actors very much, because the script wasn't that good as the performance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. What about your actors? How did they understand your idea of your play?
Like partially. So we wanted them just to perform a little bit. So the idea is what we wrote about the button. So we wanted them to show us a bright, beautiful, sunny day. But yeah, okay. Next time, yeah.
Right. Okay. What about your play?
Actors were really perfect, yes, and we enjoyed very much. Thanks a lot.
And your play? How did you understand your ideas?
Well, we also discussed that maybe we would like them to show that this teacher who is late for her class, for her only class, she's freaking out and everything is not perfect, and yeah, maybe some more emotions next time, maybe. So, and for students as well. So no test, no teacher, no test. That's great actually for them. So more emotions next time.
Excellent. So thank you. So here we have stage directions also coming afterwards, but I think that it's important also the fact that you could actually feel the freedom of writer. We don't have it often at schools, do we? Yeah, that the students can choose. Do you think you would entrust your students with choosing the topic? Would they be able to do something like that?
If you just pre-teach a little bit, giving them a little bit student of, giving them at first some kind of choice, and step by step, so you can come to the point when they can come with the ideas themselves. I think it could be taught.
Okay, right. Okay, so any other groups? Any other ideas? Would this work in your school?
Well, it definitely would work, but it depends maybe on the level of the students and perhaps on the readiness to improvise. Well, you should feel the class whether they are ready or not. But actually, well, I think it could be a perfect idea for the classes.
Right. Okay. So I must tell you that the feeling that I got from this, that we started with cooperation, and I have a feeling that, you know, in 15 minutes, this whole group is transformed. I can see you all chatting, helping each other, while before that you were just sitting and looking at the screen. And I think that this is the power of drama, isn't it? We forget about ourselves. We're sort of pushed out of our usual role, yeah? So we take up something else, and it is enjoyable. And I think that this is also what we want for our students, to forget that they are at school. Because school, well, I think that maybe these days students actually enjoy being in school, but sometimes they don't. So, okay, so let's just check. That we have sort of seen in action what people see in theory in drama. Yeah. So first of all, theatre has always been part of school, isn't it? Yeah. It's also part of acting, but we should be giving the role of the actor also acting to the students, not just keep it for ourselves. I have only a couple of minutes left today, but I just need to tell you something that one of my students told a couple of days ago. She said, we were talking that all the teachers want assistants. And she says, I have an assistant. And I say, how did you get one? She says, I train my students. So every day a new student is my assistant, and she develops the tasks for them, let's say, to count how many students have talked during the class, who said how many words, who managed to do the task and who needed help. Who needs to have additional paper? Yeah, so she has this list of tasks for assistants, which are passed on every day to the next assistant. So she says, I don't understand this problem with teaching assistants. I have them, and can you imagine? All your students are your assistants. Start looking at them as your colleagues. Yeah.
I use the same idea, and they are very willing. I use the same idea, and they are very willing to assist.
Yes, yes, they will do whatever you like.
Can I just give one comment? So we had visitors from Amsterdam school, and they come to our school and visited lessons, and afterwards the only thing what they said that so we work very well, but we work too much.
Yes.
So we have to give our students the space to do more and take the responsibility of what they are doing at the lesson.
Yes, yes. Right. Okay. So, as we can see here, we need the students to give the ability to imagine. As you could see yourself, we don't know you, even without knowing anybody in this group. You immediately organized yourselves. You immediately could imagine, and we were traveling from teachers' buttons to the classroom, to the principal's office, yeah, to all the sunny universe, yeah. So we were all covering all this, and we had role play, and we have vocal and physical exercises, and we had movement games. I think that we could see it just in 15 minutes, yeah. Was the drama short or long, the one that we had? Yeah. So we can have short and long. We can have non-verbal, verbal. Was it verbal or non-verbal? Ours was verbal, maybe sometimes too verbal. Sometimes we can ask the students to make non-verbal plays, yeah? also there's open and closed drama. So was our drama open or closed?
Both.
Yeah, both. At first it was you were writing, and then when we were performing, yeah, so it became closed when we passed it on. Yeah. So, and as you can see, these are all good for language learning. Now, process-oriented or product-oriented drama, which was that?
I think it's more process-oriented.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but we can focus on the process itself, but we can also develop the same plays several times until we can perform them for an audience and change process-oriented drama into product-oriented drama. And that's what I saw once observing a class in Geneva where students were just coming together. They were 9-year-olds maybe, or 7 maybe, very young children. And they had been preparing that play already for several classes. So they all came to the front, and they just enacted their roles. So they just gave the performance again, you know? And I've never seen that in Latvia, that we repeat the same performance again. We sort of, in the school, we develop the play, and that's it, that's done. But it doesn't have to be like that. I was once training teachers from different countries also, not far from here, and they actually enjoyed playing the same, like you wrote the play. They enjoyed it so much that they did it several times, yeah? Because that's, the theater allows you to develop the same role you want to develop, just like with writing the essays, yeah? Okay, so we involve the audiences, but process-oriented, of course, are more creative, yeah? And finally, we connected. Yeah, so this is what we did. We connect the process and the product. We invite the parents. We were very lucky. We had already one parent actually seeing the play. And I think that when their parents say that they want to see what's happening in the class, then, of course, we need to prepare something. We can use them as audience. We can say, oh, this person is coming. Let's prepare something for them. Yeah, so we can plan in advance together with the students. Well, sometimes they, of course, these classes remind me too much of prepared theater performances. But if it's the student performance, that's all right, as long as the teacher doesn't overdo. Okay, and finally, the benefits. Yeah, so we involve physical activity. We tried out different structures. Yeah, and we had development of different also paralinguistic features. We had intonation, some people, and some actually writers wanted even more intonation. Yeah, so we can practice that one too. Okay, and also pronunciation, internalize the rhythm, yeah, the word level phrase. So, and that would be it. Yeah, so I think that we tried it all out, and it looks like it's working. All that was missing, a bit more time maybe. So next time, see you again. Thank you for coming. Cheers. Okay, so what's going to happen now? Turns out, ladies, it's good news. You have half an hour now to enjoy yourself. Have some coffee downstairs or walk around and remember all the old alleys that you've been seeing for so long and haven't seen for so long now. Okay, so enjoy. Have a good time in this faculty. See you.